What is up, sports fans? Welcome back to another episode of Pez's Picks. I'm Jeff Hartman, joined by the man with the picks. We took a week off last week. Super Bowl hangover hit us, and we're back though. Pez, what's up?
Jeff, as you know, it's our only week off. We try to take a little week um, in in between, Super Bowl and then NBA break. NBA is on break, so we get a little break too, Jeff.
Yeah,
We deserved it. I was moving, that's why we're in new digs here. So that was also part of it, I believe. We were in the middle of these business closings, and I'm not involved in it, Jeff. I'm a gambler. That's my wife and my friend, fantastic realtor. Shout out to her, Jen Haldeman. Jen Maloney Haldeman, lifelong friend, fantastic. She took care of us. We'll be closing in on more shots, Jeff. And shout
yeah.
out to Best Buy. Great deals on TVs now. I don't know if you're familiar with this store. They're just giving them away now, Jeff. They try talking you into this new HD LED, OLED. Not buying that, but you get a Samsung, $300-400, pretty big screen. Nice deal
Yeah.
there. Thank you to Best Buy, potential sponsor. Lock it up on them.
Shoot, go to Sam's Club or Costco, those warehouse stores. You can get an 80-inch television for less than $400. Now, does it have all the bells and whistles? No, probably not. Does it still put out a pretty good picture, a really good picture, actually? Yeah, it does. I remember paying over $1,000 for a high definition TV. Now,
Unbelievable.
it's the only thing that's going down in price, Pez.
Two. The only thing is the television, which I don't even know why, Jeff. $2,000 I dropped on a Samsung 40-inch. It was the NFL's first sponsored HD TV. I
Yeah,
was at the movies with my wife. I heard a guy talking about it. So I'm buying a TV when we walk out. I think it was H Greg. I don't even know if that company's around.
it doesn't.
$2,000.
Yeah.
Having said that, that thing is still operating in Vermont. It's got a little line in it. It's my kid's gaming TV. So we're probably going back 18 years on that
Yeah.
sucker. They're built to last. Well, hopefully they're built to last. I'm a Samsung guy. I don't know if that's
Okay.
right or not, but I'm a Samsung guy. Another potential sponsor. Let's get this guy going. We'll get the corporate sponsorship. We'll be at the next Pebble Beach, which we should have been
Ah,
this year. We should have been.
AT&T, get at AT&T Pebble Beach program. Let's hit us up. Let's do it.
I'm in there.
All right. Well, let's start off the show. We have not talked about the Super Bowl, and we're not going to spend a ton of time on it. We just want to put a bow on the NFL season, and the Super Bowl is the creme de la creme in that regard. So, Pez, just real quick, what was your Super Bowl recap?
I catch myself crossing my arms, Jeff, for people not watching. I'm pissed off about it. That Super Bowl sucked. The NFL season sucked, Jeff.
Oh, it wasn't
It
that
was
bad.
the worst NFL season in the last 20. It was crap. We had two crap teams. Both played terribly. I don't want to hear the Seattle defense. Drake May, guy looked like a rookie out there. I guess that's why rookies don't make it. Darnold, did he play well? I don't think so, Jeff. Uh, the NFL, we know this. They manipulate the schedule. They decide the season before the season starts. Basically, they have supercomputers. They have smart people that are working to create a lot of tension. And I think they overthought themselves a little bit this year. The best teams got worn out. Buffalo decimated. Birds meltdown. Kansas City decimated. So I don't know. Was this a realigning year? Was Chicago fun for a little bit? Maybe. Carolina squeaking in there, maybe. But I think the NFL it was a bad product this year. We need better quarterback play. We need better play all around. I don't like the kickoff rule. A down year for us on the NFL, but it's still the greatest sport, Jeff, and it's still the most consistent to bet. Not our best year of the last three, but that's fine. We're going to take it like men. And the Eagles currently, I believe, plus 1,300 to win the Super Bowl, and I'm going all in on them, Jeff. We'll be putting that bet out later this week. People in front of them, Buffalo in turmoil. I don't think Seattle's that good. And I can't even think of the other team that's up there. Maybe the Chiefs. Who knows? They're always up there. But
Well, the Rams are up there, and so are the
correct.
Seahawks. I think they're plus 650 last I saw, or something along those lines. But I'll tell you this: you might want to talk to your boy Kevin Smith. He said that the people in Philly are trying to get Jalen Hurts traded out of town.
Jeff, this Jalen Hurts animosity is something we deal with in Philadelphia. They didn't like Nick Foles after we won the Super Bowl. People still want to go back to stupid Carson Wentz, and that ended up being a failure. People in Philly are not happy, Jeff. They're not happy when you win the Super Bowl. They're happy when you lose. Jalen Hurts, I saw him at the Super Bowl. He came out of that weird truck, which was weird, Jeff. They had they had a clown car of Super Bowl legends on the field. What the hell was that? Did you see that?
No, I
They,
didn't.
they were like Brady, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Jalen Hurts too. Out of some clown car on the field. I don't know what the hell they were doing, but he's there for a reason. One of the greatest NFL quarterback Super Bowl performers ever. I mean, both of his games stats are lights out. Was his year great this year? No, but I'm not going to blame the season on Jalen Hurts. The offense was terrible. The play calling was terrible. I think we replaced it with a new guy. And yeah, I remind everybody, Jalen Hurts every year has had a new offensive coordinator. He's had to pick up a new offense every year, and this one obviously did not work. When you have a running quarterback, you got to give him the ball to run the ball a little bit, right? I mean, so Jalen Hurts, one of the most intelligent quarterbacks I've ever seen in Philadelphia, probably our smartest quarterback, reads the game. He's a cautious player, which I like. We know turnovers are meltdowns for a team, and especially in gambling. So we love him, Jeff. We're on board. He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere, Jeff. That's our guy.
Right.
That's our guy.
All right. Okay, well, let's transition now into the sports world that's everyone's watching because really everything else is on hiatus. You mentioned the NBA is, the NHL is. Why? Because the Winter Olympics are happening right now. They're over in Italy. And I've been watching a good bit of it. I do it in replay more than anything on the Peacock app and being able to go back and watch like the skeleton, the bobsled. And I love those downhill skiing. And let's talk about Lindsey Vonn. The last time we recorded, we were talking about her odds to win. She doesn't even get to an actual event, I don't believe. Didn't she crash on a trial run or a qualifying run or something like that?
That was in the women's downhill, which, there's three events. You've got the downhill, you've got the giant slalom, which is kind of going in between the flags, but really that's almost like a smaller downhill. And then the slalom is the quick turns through the tight flags there. So she was in the downhill, treacherous course, Jeff. This downhill course in Cortina, which I believe the family and I are going next year. That's preliminary. A little heads up to skiers. Go to the venue of the Winter Olympics the year after. The amount of excess space they have in hotels and restaurants, it's unbelievable. We've done it the last two. British Columbia, they basically were paying us to go there because these hotels are starving. They build hotels for the Olympics, and you're never getting that crowd again. So we're looking for Cortina next year. That downhill run, there was a jump where, I mean, people were jumping almost an entire football field. I mean, you're jumping 60 to 70 yards, going 70 miles an hour. That's an incredible thing to do. And to win that event, to win the downhill, Bodie Miller was the best of this. He said, I'm either going to crash wildly or I'm going to win. So Lindsey Vonn goes into that turn. I think it was, about 10 seconds in. That starting gate had them peaking at 60 miles an hour about 100 feet after they started. I mean, a vertical start. Her speed was so high. Once you lock in a line when you're banking, and that turn was banking to the right, and you needed to take off. I mean, you were flying through the air. Her line was a little too tight. And the way they cut these races for these ski racers, it's something that a normal skier would not like. We're talking, hard pack ice. They inject water into these tracks so they know what they're getting into. They don't want loose snow. So once you're locked in on a track and you're turning, you can't move your skis. Her arm hooked around the flag, skis take off. She started helicoptering. And now I'm shocked she didn't get more hurt, Jeff. Moving at that speed, at that elevation, and you're going off of, you're in midair. I mean, you could have had disaster there. A very serious injury, 4 surgeries now, potential to lose her leg. I mean, ironically, she has similar injury to Tiger Woods, who an old boyfriend. Similar injury where he could have lost his leg when you shatter that fibula, and I hear it was spider web. So I doubt we see her again. 41 years old. Her ACL had nothing to do with that injury. Her injury, that crash was based on her going for it, and that line was a little too tight. And when you're going 70 miles an hour, we're talking inches there. So a great ski race. A lady, Jeff, I've happened to meet twice now, my wife and I, in Killington, Vermont, the greatest Italian skier ever, Federica Brignone, a local girl, a wonderful lady. We've met her in a coffee shop one time and at a restaurant one time. Killington, Vermont hosts a World Cup race every year. The Italians dominate there. She's been there every year, coming off an incredible injury in the last year. The third race back, I believe she's now won 2 golds. she's going to go down as the greatest female Italian skier ever. She carried the torch in, so shout out to her. Nobody saw that coming. I bet you she was a plus 10,000 to win this thing. I have no idea, but the skiing's been great. I think the Winter Olympics have been great. Male bobsled, the two-man race. We got two Army guys. I think they're sitting in fourth behind. How are the Germans so good, Jeff? How do the Germans dominate on bobsled? What is this? What are they doing? I watched that. How are we not doing this? Why don't we have Herschel Walker pushing that sled still? And I don't know, but possibly a medal for them. But Olympics have been fantastic.
I wanted to get your take on, I'm sure you've been keeping tabs on the controversy surrounding the curling and the Canadian curlers. Hey, are you up to speed with this?
Jeff, of course. I love
They're
curling.
pushing the granite, man. They're pushing the granite.
So, Jeff, I have my I have a famous mushroom in our family. I don't know where this comes from. I think Vermont or something. But you can hold the handle of the curling. So we'll use this little whatever this thing is here.
Sure.
But after they let go of the handle, there's been allegations of pushing the rock, Jeff. Which
it's not just allegations. It's not just allegations. That's visual evidence. But go ahead.
Well, apparently there was some pushing of the stone, all of which are made, I believe, in Scotland. Is that right, boy? Yeah. He says Scotland. This kid, he's smart, Jeff. So I'm going to go with him. I don't know what they do in curling. I don't know. Should you be? I mean, do you lose that puck? I don't know. I don't know. I love the curling, Jeff. The curling is the stupidest Olympic sport in history. I think it's dumber than the breakdancing, which was horrible. But talk about tension. The United States, the four-man male team, I think is in contention for a medal. These people get pumped. We almost had a fight, right, Jeff? These guys are riding on the ice. How do you get into this one, too? How do I join a curling league? I guess I need some ice. I don't know what it might be, but bar shuffleboard. Have you ever played?
Yes, my brother has one in his house. Yeah,
fantastic. That's a fantastic. That should be a Summer Olympic sport. Bar shuffleboard. What's the difference? Do you need to slide on that ice? Amazing. It's been amazing. The curling. And I talked to my wife. Things have changed. Figure skating used to be the big sport. Not as much shine on that sport now. Curling, I think, has taken over. The bobsled's taken over, and hockey will take over week 2. We're coming off a win. We're recording here on Tuesday this week. Big win, Denmark getting a puck and a half, plus 125, covered against the Czech Republic. This is what we look for. You got to look for generous spreads in the Olympics because anything can happen. Olympics are amazing. I'm glad we laid off some of the freestyle stuff. The Japanese have been incredible snowboarding in the half pipe, and these guys they're just breaking all the rules that Shaun White broke. So a fantastic, enjoyable Olympics so far. And we're making a little bit of money. We're hoping Olympic gold for the United States. We put it out. I think we got 2-1 in men's hockey. We would bet the women's team, but they're such a favorite. It's not, there's no money.
Yeah. Yeah. And isn't that Thursday, the US Canada? I think Thursday afternoon is the.
I was looking for a line before we came on here. I think Canada might have a game in between then, so I don't think we have a line out there yet. But
got it.
I believe we beat them in that 4 champion team, correct?
Well, the Four Nations tournament, US won in the first game, and then there's a rematch in the championship, and Canada got the best of US, which you predicted because the US was down some defensemen and stuff like that. So that'll be something to keep tabs.
Plus 220 now, USA, Canada minus 165. Or minus 145. So we got a good chance. I like our chances. Those Tkachuk brothers, I hear are amazing and talking smack. I mean, they dropped the 80s line to, I don't know who that guy said it to, but you're always the bridesmaid, never the bride. I believe to some Edmonton Oiler guy, right? You're up to date on this, right, Jeff? I mean,
it was probably Connor McDavid that he said it to, because Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers haven't won one yet, and he's a big player. He's a big player on the Canadian team.
How about you fight in the Olympics, you get banned, right? I mean, the one team sent the guy home. Was it France sent the guy home?
I didn't know that.
And he did the old WWF ear chant, and they sent him home. It's a classy hockey. I like the tension and not the fight. We're all in with United States hockey, though. I think this is a year for gold. We haven't won one since the Miracle. Is that right?
It might be since 1980. Miracle on Ice.
This is our year, Jeff. This is our year. We're looking for more action. The hockey's difficult because you're laying pucks, but when we're getting bonus money and you're getting a puck and a half, that's something we're looking for. And I don't see a line on this Canada-U.S. game yet. Canada Canada laying a puck and a half is still a minus 310 against the Czechs. It's too much, Jeff. It's too much. You know, hockey's crazy. They're playing on ice. This puck can go anywhere. So it's been fun. I can't wait to see more of that hockey action. It's been amazing to watch. It's kind of like watching a World Cup soccer. I mean, the flow of the game's a little bit different. There's less hitting involved, and been great, Jeff. We can't ask for a better Olympics so far. The Italians putting on a show. I mean, I don't know. This is one of the better Winter Olympics I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, and in some of the events, like again, my kids are getting into it, and so we're watching some events that they've never seen, like the moguls, the ski moguls. Like that's a lot of fun, man. And unfortunately, sometimes you see some crashes that are pretty gnarly, but ultimately, like it's been pretty fun Olympics. I got to be honest.
Mogul skiing is it's the bane of the existence of a skier. You do it as much as you can, but the knees don't take well to the mogul. I got my 12-year-old boy now who's heavy into it, so now I got to get back into it. Very difficult, but pole planting, Jeff. This is the secret to mogul skiing. Now the Olympians, it's a little bit different. They're picking a line that's already carved out on a natural run where it's not machine made. Pole planting on each mogul will help you cut through those mogul. It controls your speed, controls your pace. You get a little rhythm going. You got to plant the poles mogul skiing. For the kids out there who want to get into moguls, pole planting. Let's work on that, Jeff.
Okay. Let's talk a little NBA during the hiatus before we talk about the PGA Tour to wrap up the show. You've been doing pretty well with the PGA Tour, or not PGA Tour, the NBA picks, yes?
Coming in, at this, we're 7-5 on our website, best on Pez'sPicks.com. So we're happy with that, Jeff. Anytime you're above water in the NBA, that's a solid pre All-Star game. That's a solid thing. Coming out of the All-Star game, the cream rises to the top, and you can't take chances once you get into March and April. You're getting playoff seeding. Guys are going to start playing. So we're looking to come in. This is gonna drop on Friday. Is that correct, Jeff?
The podcast?
Yeah, podcast will drop Friday.
Dropping on Wednesday.
Okay, it's dropping Wednesday. So we have 2 picks coming for this Thursday, coming out of the gate. We don't want to release them, Jeff. We're going to put that on our Pez's Picks website. But look for teams that are championship contenders who have kind of limped in with a little bit of injuries, looking to come out of the gate fresh. And that's kind of part of the algorithm that we're using right now. And there's teams tanking. My colleague, the Action Man, keeps sending me updates. There are teams pulling starters that are winning games already. So this is the NBA. It's why we talk about a lot. I think there should be a relegation like in Premier League soccer. Pulling players pre-All-Star break to lose games is un-American, Jeff. This is an un-American thing. There should be a punishment for it. I don't know what they do. They'd have to, I guess, create that G League to be a little better and have promotion of teams. I don't even know if you could, but that breaks my heart, Jeff. In the gambling world, when you're pulling players, that's a death blow to us. I mean, that's something that the Corleone family would not accept, and we don't either. So we're going to stay away from teams doing that. We'll bet against them. And can San Antonio keep this going? Can the Wemby guy, this monster, amazing dude, can he stay healthy? I don't know, Jeff. That's going to be interesting to see down the stretch. Skinny guy, very talented, very athletic for a 7-foot guy. So we'll have to wait and see.
But for those picks, for those that don't know, you go to Pez'sPicks.com. It is a pay website. Make sure you check that out, Pez'sPicks.com. And also check us out on social media where there's a lot of other tips and information being released there, wherever you get your social media fix, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, or even TikTok at Pez's Picks. Let's finish this up, though, with a little PGA Tour. I got to be honest. I'm a golf fan. I have my own golf podcast. This has been a phenomenal start to the season. Amazing. And whether you're talking about Justin Rose's wire-to-wire win at Torrey Pines, Brooks Koepka's return, the Phoenix Open going into a playoff with Chris Gotterup winning his second tournament of the year, Scotty Scheffler winning the American Express, a phenomenal finish at Pebble Beach with Colin Morikawa, of all people, the choke artist himself, finds a way to come up clutch as he's getting iced by Jacob Bridgman down on the beach. I think it's been a great season, Pez, so far.
And I wonder with Liv seemingly starting to crumble.
Yeah.
PGA picking up juice. I know the PGA hired a guy from the NFL, right, to kind of be the new
Yep.
Fantastic, right? Fantastic. The fields have been great. These are courses I don't get to play a lot on the West Coast. So, I've never played Pebble Beach, so I love watching it, Jeff. I love looking at those houses thinking, Jesus, I mean, Bing Crosby living there and right on that. He's off one of those fairways, $100 million houses. Must be nice, but it's a public course. You can play a public course with a $100 million mansion. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's the American way. That Bridgman, that was me playing that hole. What the hell was that guy doing? What? How many shots you taking off the beach? What in God's name is this guy? He couldn't get that ball out of there. I could have gotten that ball. The lie was pretty good off those rocks. It probably cost himself a lot of money. I mean, it probably cost himself some spots moving forward. I can't believe Mordecai held it together, though, Jeff. That guy has struggled the last few years. I mean, going back, he had a collapse in Hawaii in his hometown. He hasn't been the same. Finished at 62-67 on the weekend. We had some technical difficulties. We had Minwoo Lee we put out on Friday. Guy almost pulled off a miracle. A golfer, I think, is a guy to watch going forward, a shot maker. I love Minwoo. Social media, this guy's the golf god. I mean, he's got a presence. And what a leaderboard. Scotty Scheffler, too, Jeff. I can't believe you even brought him up yet. I think about you anytime I watch this guy. He was terrible, right? I mean, it's just he was out of the tournament. Guy goes out. 3 eagles? I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Let me give you this. Let me give you the
Amazing.
numbers. All right. Let me give you the numbers. Scotty Scheffler was 1 over through 22 holes at Pebble Beach. He finishes his final 50 holes 21 under par, a 63 on Sunday, 9 under with 3 eagles. And he actually had a couple bogeys in there too. Like, that's insane what this guy's doing.
What's different with him, and I was talking with some of my golf buddies, and we were pulling for Ricky Fowler. Started great. Ricky, like Morikawa, kind of tends to wilt on the weekend. This guy gets better. I honestly think we're seeing Tiger and Jack quality of play from this guy, and it's something that we should appreciate because I cherish watching Tiger. Jack, I was a little guy, so I didn't appreciate golf as much back then. But I looked forward to watching Tiger, like I did Michael Jordan, like I did Joe Montana. I think Scheffler, this guy is doing stuff that we've never seen, right? I mean, he's top 5 every week. I think you bet him top 5 every week. This is the bet we should make every week. I mean, you're still getting money for him. He's invincible. And that track, U.S. Open there next year, lining up for an unbelievable U.S. Open. It's going to play harder. I mean, they're not going to let you go out there and shoot 21 under. I love when that course has high rough. And when the winds kicked up on Saturday, it was amazing. How about Tommy Fleetwood, Jeff, coming in? Nice finish for that guy. I felt bad for, I know you like Boccia. Akshay, poor guy. The glasses, Jeff. You can't win at Pebble Beach with spectacles. They got the sea spray. Someone's got to get this guy contact lenses. He puts up a 70. What did he put up? 72 on Sunday. What a leaderboard. And I like this guy too, Jake Knapp, former bartender, former bouncer, a guy that's playing great golf. Golf is an amazing professional sport. I think Knapp didn't make it to what? He was like 30 years old, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy literally was bouncing at a bar in Arizona, and now he's on leaderboards at Pebble Beach. It's an amazing game. It's a fun one, but a tough one to bet. I got action this week. Who you got this week?
You have to try to talk me out of Scotty Scheffler winning. He's plus 320 on the book that I saw this morning. I'm going to take Scotty at plus 320. I think the value, if you're going to take value, is trying to figure out some of your top 5, top 10, top 20 plays. Like, I really like Colin Morikawa top 5. He plays well at Riviera. That's plus 450 for him to be in the top 5. So unless he's going to completely crap the bed after winning, which is possible, which is very possible. But
I got Morikawa plus 2,500 to win, and he is a streaky dude. I mean, it is California. He's a California guy. Yeah. Probably not a bad play. You've sold me on this Scheffler bet. I got plus 300 for him right now. Why not? Now, the only caveat, you sent me the article. This Genesis, this course is kryptonite to the greatest golfers. Tiger, Rory, and
Scotty.
Scotty have all struggled on this course, and I watch it every year. It's quirky, Jeff. I know Larry David is a member. It's Riviera, and this is like in the one of the richest neighborhoods in the world. And these guys tend to struggle. It's short, but it's thin. You got high rough. You got the trees. Tiger famously had malaria kick in on the 18th hole a couple years ago, and he walked off the course. I think they brought a fire truck for him, didn't they?
Well, they did. Don't forget, though, last year, this was not at Riviera. That was when the fires were happening. They played at Torrey Pines. So you have to go back to Hideki Matsuyama winning it in 2024. So, yes, those stats are still real, but it's not like Scotty Scheffler played there last year. So,
well, and I don't think anyone would ever argue that Scheffler is not going to be a good bet in anything he does. This is going to be on our website. We'll put it out anyway, Jeff. The golf bets we're going to put out. Tommy Fleetwood, we're taking a guy that right now, in the books, obviously know what they're talking about too. You're getting plus 2,000. I think he's the fourth biggest fave. Tommy Fleetwood, I did a little research on him. His game coming along, I believe last week, tied for sixth, I believe. Got his win last year, so he's off that schneid. At Riviera, he's gotten better every time he's played. Tied for 37th, 26th, 20th, and he tied for 10th last year. At Genesis too, so this wasn't at Torrey Pines. So 8 under, tough track to finish at. I'll take Fleetwood plus 2,000. And I think, how can you not take Scheffler? You got to take it.
I'll give you a long shot play of Jake Knapp plus 3,600. And there's 4 players that lead the PGA Tour with 3 top 10s this year so far. Scotty Scheffler, Siwoo Kim, Hitsatsuni, that new guy that you see take a drink before he putts every time.
Love it.
And Jake Knapp. He's playing great golf this year. So I'm taking the Napster as my long shot at 3,600.
Guy does not miss a fairway. His irons are crisp, strong dude. And you got to be sturdy in this California play. I mean,
if he can make putts, he just has to make the putts. That's all he's got to do.
Imagine the run he could go on, just like Scheffler.
Yeah,
maybe he needs this Scheffler putter. Why is everybody using this putter? That red mallet putter that Rory
Morikawa went to a spider, and look what he did. He wins the tournament.
What's going on? Why am I not? I like to play. I got the answer, Jeff. I'm a traditionalist. I got the old Ping answer. I picked up at some yard sale or something. The gold head. I love it. Yeah. So I'll give up 5 putts. We're thinking Saturday, being the 6-string punter from JMU, we might be back out, Jeff. We haven't had golf in New Jersey probably since, I don't know, December maybe. The courses have been crushed, but we're hitting 50 degrees a couple of days. We're thinking ahead now. Great course. We're going to take you when you come to Jersey called Twisted Dunes, Jeff. Fantastic. It's an old wasteland of sand, a weird course to have in New Jersey. There's no trees, but there's no shade. We'll have to go on a cool day, but you'll love that track. Amazing track. Right. Twisted Dunes. Great public course.
Can't wait. If you do it, document it, get some videos, send it my way, send it out to the public out on all your social medias. But Pez, any final thoughts?
Enjoy the Olympics, Jeff. Well, we're gonna do. Let's do a quick top 5. I got a quick Olympic.
Oh my gosh, I forgot the top 5. My apologies. Go ahead.
It just hit me. You just reminded me. It's Olympic theme. I mean, how could we not? Pez's picks, top 5 of the week, Olympic themed. Number 5, daytime Olympic sports betting, Jeff. I think it's an American thing to do. You got to bet during the day, especially on a work day. Fantastic. Number 4, downhill skiing in Cortina. I talked about this. When you're jumping 60, 70 yards in the air for gold, I don't think there's anything riskier in life. I love it. Number 3, the Olympic Village, Jeff. I've never been to one, but I hear these people have sex with each other. Is there anything better than winning gold and having sex with a Swiss bobsledder? I don't know. Maybe that'd be great. Number 2, Olympic skiing in general has been fantastic, from the freestyle to the moguls to the downhill. The coverage has been fantastic. The Italians, only in Italy do you get injured. They bring a chopper, Jeff. It's an amazing place. I don't know why I'm not living there. And number 1, Jeff, we'll talk more about this going forward. Olympic ski jumping, allegations of injection of some sort of acid into the penis of the male ski jumper for extra girth for a larger suit, Jeff. A doctor in France came out and said he injected a guy last month who's in the Olympics. This is going for gold, Jeff. I don't even know if it's against the rules. Penis enlargement injection for extra flap in the crotch for more carry. These guys, they're jumping 2 football fields, Jeff. Who in their right mind designed this sport, and now it requires penis injections for gold? I think I'm all for it, Jeff. That's not steroids. I think that's going for gold. That's number 1. Olympic ski jumping, the greatest athlete maybe in the world, Jeff.
What a way to end it. What a great way to end the podcast with penis enlargement for ski jumping.
Unbelievable.
All right, Pez, enjoy the rest of the games, and we'll talk next week. Take it easy.
See you.